Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today is the chilled video Sunday. I normally like to upload these kind of videos on Sunday, so it'll probably be on Sunday, which is just kind of videos not focused on the gameplay and just me talking and go over some things, something different just to change a bit on the channel. Today I decided to go over the OP06 meta on the East, focused on the red-purple law, as always. So I'll be going over a deck list I got first at the beginning of the OP06 on the East. So this means there's hope, but right now is still the only deck list we got. So I'll be looking through it, and then I'll be presenting my own deck list, which, by the way, you guys will see. I think it's pretty much the same. I already did it before, looking at this deck list, but it does make me happy that we can agree on some things here. So yeah, I just changed a bit of the ratios on my deck list, and I'll explain why. But yeah, I'll be going through it, and we'll just analyze it. Do keep in mind, this is just based on theory. I do not have much experience on OP06. I don't want to fill my head with OP06 strategies right now, because the West just got into the OP05 and I want to kind of focus on that, I'm having fun in OP05, so yeah. Once the OP05, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks before it launches, the OP06 launches on the West, I'll start looking deeply into the strategy. Right now I don't want to fill my mind with it. So this is purely based on theory, but I am happy that I did get at least something right. You guys will see. Now, as you can see, 4 Queen. In my most recent deck list on the OP05, I play 4 Queen for the consistency. As always, you do want to see as most cards as you can in hand. Shashin Penguin, again, staple, Dawn Regen and 2k counter and 5k swing. This is the part I don't really agree on, which is the just one blocker law. We'll see why he only plays one blocker law, but I don't know, man. The reason why I don't agree with this is because of this. Looking through what's been doing good on the OP06, you can see that Sakazuki is still the greatest deck. Oh man, and L still here. So yeah, not only that, Sakazuki uses normally 2 to 3 cards to kind of deplete the cost and wipe your board. So yeah, but if they get too much hand advantage, it's almost impossible for you to win. So having this Trafalgar Law is at 1, so I believe he only wants to drop 1 per game, so that's fine. I don't know, you'll see on my deck list, am I playing 2 or 3? I think I'm playing 2, just the 2. I do think it's not as needed because of a blocker that will come up here. But yeah, because of that, I do want to try to keep Sakazuki as much in check with the hand advantage as possible, because I don't want him to combo very hard on me. Not only that, but I've played against I only played 3 games against this deck. I'm sorry, Windsmoke Rager, there you go, the Windsmoke family. I only played 3 games against this deck, and he is very strong on OP06, he's doing very well. And the 3 games I played, they do get a good hand advantage as well. So I actually am playing, again, this is based on theory and based on the very little games I played. I didn't play against Sakazuki on OP06, but looking at the deck list that I already saw, the deck is much more powerful. So yeah, no surprise that he's still the best deck. So yeah, this does get some hand advantages as well, so it does help to keep this in check too. The rest, for example, Moria, I only played 1 game, so I'm not going to talk about him. Whitebird, still strong. Well, it is what it is. He's not as popular, but I mean, the fact he's already getting some top 1s and 2nd places means, like, you do want to see the blocker law, because I mean, on Edward Newgate, from all the things I'm seeing here, the blocker law is the most effective is on him. We see a Belovetti here, but yeah, mostly I do think more of Sakazuki, Edward, and the Windsmoke family strategy. So yeah, I kind of don't agree with this. But the 4 Beppo, again, staple. I mean, come on, the man, he's your right hand man. Come on. He regenerates stun and he's a good swing, so yeah. The Trafalgar Law Search are still here, obviously. I mean, to search these 3. You see, and the Gamma Knife, you'll see that although the targets that this searcher, Trafalgar Law, can get to your hand did decrease in numbers in my if you compare it to my OP05 decklist, but I actually did a little test. Just, you know, I went to solo against myself just to see the consistency of the deck and how much search and how much hand advantage I could get. So yeah, it does not whiff that much actually, especially with the ratios I'm playing with the blocker law. So yeah, and if he does whiff, I mean, this guy should not whiff as much because he does play the Beppo. I don't play this Beppo yet. But yeah, it should be fine even with the less targets than normal. But still. Kid, still a staple. Not much to say. I mean, blocker, 6k swing, regenerates Dawn, you know. Not really need to explain. Now, Windsmoke Radio. This is the new card. Everybody talks about this card. This card gives you so much consistency. This, in turn with Queen, should give you enough consistency to always have something in hand, which is what you want with Law. Especially, I agree very much with this deck list because of this. I believe this player, again, I'm just looking at the deck list, I could be wrong here, but I believe his playstyle is very similar to mine, or mine very similar to him, you know. I do believe he wants to see cards in hand because he looks like, from the deck list, that he does like to combo like me. So yeah, and this Reiju is very nice. If you have equal to or less on your field than your opponent, and if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. Draw 2 cards, you do not discard one. This is why this is so good. She's also a 1k counter in case you need it on late game, but I believe this card will be very important. I will be grabbing it, obviously. And I do play 4 of. I actually was playing 3 of. She was replacing my Red Event Law, but then I tried it at 4, you know, solo against myself again. And yeah, she is very needed. She's a staple right now. The fact that you draw 2 and don't I mean, Queen takes you a Dawn. She doesn't. You just put it and you draw 2 cards pretty much. Not only that, but this effect will pretty much always activate. If you are a very combo based red purple law player like me, you will not have that many cards in hand. If you do, you can always leave her in your hand for that one little K counter. Do not be afraid to use her as a 1k counter. I actually have been using many 1k counters in OP05 while playing on the sim. First, I was very afraid to use them because, you know, like for example, Beppo, you want to drop him, Law as well, Queen, I actually discarded Queen many times because I believe you only play 1 per game. And Captain Keith, I started discarding him very recently, although I do like to try and at least play 2 per game because of that Dawn regen. Yeah, not being afraid to use the 1k counters isn't as bad. So she just has she has a role in your deck that you can just use all around. Like, she will help you in any way. Now, 2 Otamas, I do disagree with this. I am playing 4 Otamas still. She's still that effect for me. I still like to use it, and this deck has a 2k counter problem, so yeah, I don't like exceeding that 2k counter problem, so I decided to, on my deck list that you guys see, this ratio is not agreed upon. Obviously, I believe he's playing just in case. He does want to see more of probably the Beppo, so he does, I believe he plays less copies, so this law does not whiff as much, because you guys will see about these 2 cards right now. So yeah, the whiff could be probable, but I still believe 4 is really good. Now, 4 Zoros, I mean, most decks play 3 or 4 Zoros, so it's fine. Obviously, I don't play 4 Zoros because of the ratios. I do drop one. I don't want to be as much dependent on the rush because it can hurt you. If a player on the other side does know how to play against rush, you having 4 Zoros will be a problem. I am telling you right now. That's why I actually on OP05 already decreased to 3. I do like seeing him, but being dependent on him having rush, yeah, not really good. So yeah, I did the decrease to 3. So, you know, I kind of have to, I don't see him as much and I have to adapt a little bit and it's working fine. But if you really like that rush, sure. I mean, it's still a red-purple deck and the red is the rush. For Gordon staple, I mean, come on, man. This guy is insane. 1 cost to deplete 3k, absolutely. Beppo, I don't play the Beppo in OP05 and I don't believe I'll be playing the OPO in OP06 just because NL is still a very strong and very present deck. As you can see, this is just the beginning on OP06 and he's already coming up here. So yeah, and you do know he's our biggest counter, so I just don't want to deal with him, so I play the 4 Sanjis instead of the Beppos. Obviously, this does make your searcher law whiff more, but again, I tried it in the sim a little bit with myself and he still doesn't whiff. Not even on OP05. You don't whiff on OP05 and you're playing like what? Last two copies for him to search and I still don't whiff, so yeah, I don't think it hurts as much. But if you feel, he also plays 4 Beppos, so you can use him early game with the Gordon and the Raise Max. Don't forget that. To play 3k, and when he attacks with a Dawn, I mean, you do have to attach 3. That's why I don't really like his ability, because you do have to attach 3 just to swing for leader. And so if you just attach 1 and 3 and swing for 3k, you don't really kill anything. So yeah, it is what it is. I still prefer the Sanchis, but I understand him being searchable does give consistency with the deck, which should be a problem, but I don't think it'll be such a problem in OP06 because we have these 2 cards. Now, this is the card I want to talk about. This is an insane card. This will probably be a very expensive card. The reason why, sorry if you hear the sirens outside. The reason why is because of his ability and the fact that he'll be... I'm already seeing many red decks, especially pure colored red decks, play this card, sorry. The man can pretty much block any swing from the leaders. So this helps you against the 6k leaders. This helps you for guys that want to finish game, so they normally attach many cards to leader and maybe swing first. You know, plays like that will not work if this guy is on the field. So the idea behind this card is very simple. Just playing this card is already gonna make your opponent need to think differently and how to approach the game differently, just by him being on the field. The way you use it, if you use your imagination, he can be very big threat. So he's playing 2 because, I mean, comparing him to, for example, Keith, or, you know, Queen, or your Shashin Penguin, you still don't want to see him as much as you want to see this. But yeah, I do agree with the 2 copies, and to be honest, I really want to grab 4, just in case I love him too much and I want to play 4. So yeah, Raise Max at 4. I do not know how many copies I'll play of him on the deck list I'm going to provide for you guys. But yeah, I do 3 to 4, nice. Yes, I did drop I believe I did drop the Fire Fist. Although the Fire Fist counts as Rebecca. How do I say this? Yes, the Fire Fist can counter Rebecca, and Sakazuki will still be a very strong deck in OP06. We already saw that. But if you get so much draw, I believe you'll get much more Dawn regen, because you have the cards in your hand to play them, right? So I believe dropping the Fire Fist for the Raise Max is a viable option. So yeah, and I'll be grabbing 4 of these anyway. This card is the cheap version of Gordon. So yeah, I'll be having... this will bring this card price up, obviously, because he's a substitute for Gordon. He'll still be cheaper than Gordon. But yeah, these two cards, because they'll be staples in many red decks, because he replaces Gordon and he's just an incredible card, an incredible blocker. Yeah, they'll be, I believe, expensive additions. But I don't think they'll be as expensive as Queen or Gordon. So yeah, pretty nice. The 2 Gamma Knives still here. You can use a trigger to regenerate a Dawn. And obviously if you don't want actually, but if you do need, you can use maybe 1 per game. You do not want to use this actually. I believe his style is is as aggressive as mine. So yeah, I believe this is why it's at 2. The Gamma Knife is at 2. Yeah, like the East already picked up on the 2 Gamma Knives, and the West is starting to use only 2 Gamma Knives. You don't want to go to very late game on the red purple loss, so you might want to use 1, but that's it. You need to finish. If you start using the 2, you're probably in a bad place, man. But yeah, the 2 might come up, but if you play 1, it's already kind of bad. That's a bad feeling, yeah. 3 Radical Beams, I agree with this. I don't play 3, but yeah, 3, I mean, it does solve the 2K problems that this deck kind of has. And the fact that you're drawing many cards means you'll see this in your hand much more. So yeah, this card saves more games than people respect. So obviously 4 may break you a little bit. You do want to see more of these cards than the Radical Beam to keep, because if you can abuse your ability, you should be fine. You should build a lot of pressure. So yeah, and if you do build the pressure, that means you won't need the Radical Beam as much. So yeah, that's it. I'll be doing a cut now, so we can go for my deck list. Will not be as different, so I don't waste as much time. There you go. This is my deck list. As you can see, I don't play the Beppo. I play 3 Sanjis, only 3 Sanjis, because I want to play the 4th Raise Max. I used to play the 3 and 4 Sanjis, but yeah, I'm gonna trust the Raise Max to help me with the yellow matchup. I'll see. Obviously, this is just theory. I cannot stress this enough, but for now, it'll stay like this. And I am playing 4 Zeros. Did I make an experience but I decided to go 4? Wait, is this outdated? Let me see. I believe this is, because I remember this being like this. Oh my god, come on man, just there you go. Yeah, it was like this. Maybe it did not save. Yeah, there you go. So 3 Zoros. I do like to see the Zoro, but not as much. Shuraya at 2, we'll make an experiment. Raise Max at 4, we'll make this experiment. Garden Staple, Trafalgar Law, and so on and so forth. And then there's the 2 laws instead of 3 Radical Beams. We play the 2 laws to help with the Sakazuki and sometimes NL. In my last video, I did talk about a new strategy that's becoming very popular with NL, which is just take lives early, all the lives, until he has 1 life. This gives them so much hand advantage that for you to take away that last life and then the second life that he gets from his leader ability, much harder to get, because he has so much card in hands. You'll let the card go, you know. He discards 1 card, regenerates, and then you swing, and then he just counters and counters and counters and blocks and counters. And all of a sudden, you are on late game, and he's dropping Yamatos and regenerating lives, and yeah. So it does help, and I'm still figuring a way to try and counter that as much as possible. But having these 2, if this is still popular on OP06, you need 2, and I would actually argue the 3rd. So yeah, but for now, it's at 2. So yeah, this is kind of my idea. We'll see. This is bound to change, obviously, because I have not played any game. No games. The only games I played was on the East server, and was with my OP05 decklist, not with OP06. That's why I know kind of the matchup with the Vince Smokes family. And a little bit of Mario, but Mario I did not play with Red Purple. So yeah, this is what, 17-minute video. Thank you so much for watching. Do leave your ideas about how red purple law will look like. I am very very curious. But for now, this is the little research. I decided just to tell you guys about the deck list that got top 1. This might give you an idea on how the red purple law will look on OP06 and what cards you want to invest in. So yeah, just a little help. I'm kind of in the dark with you guys a little bit. So yeah, I just want to keep you guys up to date. So yeah, for now we only have one deck list. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you did like the video. Subscribe if you like red purple law or law in general. And yeah, bye bye.